Hello, welcome to my channel. My name's Eileen, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about my experience with Etsy this month. I have made a lot of changes and I've seen some growth, and I wanted to share that with you. But I think it's important for you guys to know where I'm coming from. I have had experience with Etsy in the past. My shop has been up since 2022. I did have some things go on with life, and I decided to put my shop in vacation mode. For those of you that don't know, vacation mode is when you kind of turn your shop off and nobody can really see or buy anything. And then I decided to turn my shop back on in February of 2024. So after turning my shop back on, everything was kind of the way it was when I turned it off. There was nothing updated. I didn't really do anything to it. So for the first month, nothing really happened. I mean, there was a couple of sales, but nothing crazy. I kind of got invested and went down the rabbit hole again and decided to really dive into my listings and see what was wrong with them. I do want to show you guys a picture here of the growth from February to April so you guys can see the improvement. The first thing that I did was I really looked at every single one of my listings. And that's when it hit me. Wow, everything is super outdated and everything needs to change. It's kind of like when you look back at your old high school photos and you're just like, oh, it's kind of cringy. Yeah, it was embarrassing like that. So I decided to completely get rid of everything and start bringing in the new. So whether or not you're new to Etsy or you've been on Etsy for some time and you're just not doing well, a tip would be to primarily look at other listings that are in your niche and look at the top sellers. Check out their pages. If you look at their page, you'll see all their listings, and there's sometimes a little red font underneath them that says how many people have that listing in their cart. When you see this should be kind of like a note that you should put in your brain that this is what customers like. When you start kind of compiling all that data in your brain, it kind of gives you a bigger, it paints a picture of what you should want to do and incorporate in your own shop. While you're surfing through your competitors' listings, you also kind of want to click on some of those listings and see what pictures they're taking of their products. Check out what they're putting in their descriptions and how they're writing it. Look at what the customers are reviewing on there and what they're saying about the product, just to give you a better understanding on the standards that you should set for your own shop. It's really important to want to be competitive in this market. There's so many sellers, so you need to make sure that you're standing out from everybody else. So after reviewing all of that information, I went back to my shop and removed all of the old and replaced with new that would do well in the current marketplace. As you know, trends come and go, fashion changes, holidays come and go as well. You want to keep all of that in mind when you're putting your products up, and try to stay on top of it, and stay with the flow of things. Consistently check your competitors and see what's new, what's poppin', don't fall behind. When putting your listings up, you want to really put a lot of consideration into your titles and how you're naming your listings. When I first started Etsy, I went in and overcomplicated my titles too much. I was putting several phrases in there and really just trying to put as much as I could. That I don't think worked out for me. It ended up backfiring. I thought that the more I put in there, the more that Etsy would promote me or try to get me out there if somebody searched something similar. It actually didn't. I think it really just confused the algorithm, and in general, the buyers kind of just don't really like that. It's just not appealing to the eye. So instead, what I did was I removed everything, and as generally as I could put it, just simply describe the title in those least words as I could, just straight to the point. And so far I've seen a change in that. As soon as I changed the titles, I was seeing more clicks on there, more likes, more sales, more engagement on my listing. So I think that really had a positive impact. You also want to consider the tags that you're using for your listings. Tags can be difficult to come up with. I know that for me, I get stuck with what I should describe them as because I feel like Etsy can be kind of picky. But what I just have done that's worked so far is I've tried to describe it in phrases. Like instead of using one word tags, I will put phrases there as if I'm putting myself in the customer's shoes on what they might type in the search bar to try to find my product. If you still can't figure that out and you're stuck and you can't really fill up the 13 tags that it's provided you with, you can go and search in just a regular marketplace and look up your niche and what you're trying to sell. And if you click on one of the listings, you should come up with some tags that are suggested that somebody else has used for that specific listing that's similar to yours. And that should give you some ideas as well. If you still can't come up with anything else, I mean, there's other resources that you can do. You can try to Google recommendations for tags for listings similar to yours for Etsy. You can try to use a thing called ChatGPT. AI will help you as well, give you some suggestions, and I've had to do that sometimes, and it's actually helped come up with some things that I, for some reason, couldn't even think about. So those are just some avenues that you can check out, and just to get you up to speed on that part. Photos are extremely important. You really, really, really want to take the time to have nice backgrounds in your photos. Try to get as nice lighting as possible. Maybe like try to make your background like aesthetically pleasing. Maybe put a candle in the background, set the mood for what you're trying to sell. Take pictures of your product in its natural environment. Different angles. Try to, like, if you're selling a sticker, maybe try to have like a reference for how big the sticker is, just to give your buyer the best possible like idea of what you're trying to sell. Just because they can't be there to touch it themselves, it's important to try to get them sold on what try to get them sold on what you're trying to sell. Again, another thing, Etsy loves to, when you add videos to your listings, you can put up to, I believe, 10 to 15 seconds of video, so I would take advantage of that if you can. It really helps boost views on your listings as well. And lastly, I feel like when it came to the product listing, I kind of didn't really put too much like thought into what I should write on there. I kind of just vaguely wrote a description, but I realized that that's not the best way to go, so I changed that. I made it as detailed as I possibly could. I made it like kind of warm as well, as if I'm trying to talk to the customer in the shop. I try to think of like all the frequently asked questions someone might have about this product and just answer it for them in the description. I would try to not sound super salesy when you're, talking about your product. Try to talk to them as if they're right in front of you. I also went a little bit extra and decided to just redo my entire shop banner. I realized that what I had posted was a little bit outdated to what I was currently selling and listing, so I just redid it. I changed the style. I'm happy with it. It looks welcoming and really cool. And I think that it's important to show a reflection of your personality and your creativity in your banner to welcome whoever might be visiting and stopping by your shop to check it out. It may encourage them to follow you as well. So that's something to consider, and I really encourage that also. Now, those are all of the things that you have control over on your listings. I do want to talk about one more thing that Etsy has to offer that you should be taking advantage of as well. So Etsy has an Etsy seller handbook guide on their website that you should be checking out every month. They do list all of the trends that are going on, what's currently hot in the market. So if you want to stay up to date on all of that, they give you tips as well on like what to change on your shop. I do recommend, if you want to stay on top of it and try to get more growth, to check that out monthly and make sure that you're following along with what they're recommending. Now, aside from Etsy, I do want to talk about other avenues that you can take advantage of. So for me, I feel like the one that has helped the most for our shop in general has been Pinterest. if you're not using Pinterest to show off your products, it may be for one of two reasons. Either you're afraid of somebody stealing your idea, which is fair. If that's the case, maybe don't do that. In my case, I mean, it's probably gonna happen. People suck sometimes, but I feel like I have better chances of somebody liking what I have and, leading them to my shop and seeing that I have other really cool things, and then they might buy something. So I've had a lot of experience with Pinterest before with my previous listings. It did bring some traffic to my site, but not as much as it is now. So after I went through Pinterest and deleted my previous listings and replaced them with the new ones, I am seeing a massive overflow of traffic to my site. And I will show you the stats right here so you can check out the growth. It's crazy. I love it. It's super exciting to see that people like what I have to offer and see that it's actually like moving people to my shop. So that's something to consider if you want more traffic. If you're just not getting enough views, probably think about setting that up. Social media is also another way that you can get your business out there. I personally feel like it hasn't really helped for me, as business accounts don't really take off that much. I haven't really tried so much in that avenue, I'll be honest with you, but I am considering trying again. I feel that if you disagree or you have some insight on that for me, let me know below. But yeah, take advantage of it. Why not try? There's Instagram, Twitter, TikTok now, Facebook. There's so many different things that you could try to advertise your products on. And lastly, you can try to run ads on your shop if you have the money to afford it. Just for an experiment, just to see which listings are doing really well. If you do run ads, you do have the capability of seeing on Etsy how many views you get per listing, which will kind of give you a better idea as well on which ones are doing better than others. And if something's not doing well, why should you keep spending, money to have it around instead of trying to switch it out for something better? So that's something to think about. If you guys want a more in-depth video about ads, just let me know as well, and I'd be happy to go over that. But that's about it. So if you've made it this far, thanks so much for watching. I hope that all of these tips were helpful. And if you still have questions or you're not too sure about something on Etsy or anything like that, just let me know below and I'd be happy to help you out. To all my subscribers, I'm so sorry that I have been missing for a while. Life happened, like I mentioned earlier, but I'm back now and I've read all of your comments and I'm super, super excited to make more videos to help you guys. So as always, thanks so much for your support and I'll see you guys next time.